Krangan Chikim, Viretya Och Pongwij Edge Star Trek Klingon Academy Och Krujvam Those of you who know me might know that I have been learning how to speak Klingon. In fact, I started learning how to speak Klingon before I actually started watching Star Trek, which is probably a weird order to go about things, but I always wanted to learn a constructed language, and Klingon was there, and I knew a little bit about Star Trek. I had seen the Abrams movies, but never the original series, never Next Gen, Enterprise, although I'd grown up listening to Faith of the Heart. So I decided to start learning Klingon, and I gave up the first time I tried it because the grammar seemed backwards to me. The Kronosh system, home system of the Klingon Empire, 2.5 years prior to the signing of the... Couldn't read that fast enough. I think it said Camp Khitomer Peace Accords. But then I started watching Star Trek, and I returned to the language with a newfound passion, and developed a sudden appreciation for Klingon culture as well, hence why I'm here. This is pretty good graphics for its time.
Positive identification of the trader's cruiser, linking to your tactical display.
Follow my intercept course. Take us around the fiercest fighting, and deliver us near his flank.
Target shows no sign of evasion. General, forward weapons locked and ready.
Fire!
Whose voice is that? I need to know who that voice actor is.
Your shield is down. Forward disruptors.
Him.
Charged and locked.
Who are you? I need to know who that is. He sounds so
Fire.
familiar. The guy who I thought that sounded like was Kevin Michael Richardson. He voice acted Gantu in Lilo and Stitch, and Korok in John Dies at the End. Upon checking the game's IMDb page, I discovered, to my shock and awe, that it really was him. Go figure.
Lower shields.
General, they are beaten. I request the honor of delivering the final death stroke.
Maintain your position aft of their rear shield array until you hear from me directly. I will now bring an end to this charade. Chief Engineer, transport me to the Traitor's Bridge.
I care nothing for the damage to the engines. I want Chang. Shake them off and bring us about, or your head will adorn my...
Kalno, son of Georg. I challenge you under the ancient rites of blood peace. Your officers will bear witness.
Chang, this is not one of your lectures at the Academy. This is a warship of the House of Georg. Your life became my property the moment you beamed aboard. There will be no duel.
Our ancestors settled their differences in this fashion. The rite of blood peace may have fallen out of favor in this decadent age, but it is no less binding today. Or will you flaunt your cowardice in the very presence of your men?
You are a fool, Chang. Chancellor Lorak will fall. His illness weakens him by the hour. Already he is unfit to lead the High Council. Withdraw this challenge. Join me, and I will ensure a proper place for you within my new government.
You cannot avoid my challenge, Kalno. If it is Lorak's fate to be deposed, so be it. I will ensure his successor will be a man of honor, not a cowardly son of Georg.
Where are your famous words of Shakespeare now, Chang? Had you accepted my offer, you would have lived to fight your true enemy. Now you're just a globfly on the road to my ascension.
poor player. Life's but a walking shadow. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Okay, wow, that was a lot right off the bat. Do you guys like how all of my recent Star Trek Let's Plays have just been me tricking you guys into watching a Star Trek episode with me? Anyway, that Shakespeare quote, really interesting. Just last night I was watching the Next Gen episode where Q quoted the exact same passage of text. That was so much, all in one go. Alright. Whoa. Brian Fargo presents Star Trek Klingon Academy.
At last, this day has arrived. So many years of training, study, and instruction. Now I, Torlek, son of Rokva, have earned a place in this hall. The honor to my family name alone was worth the struggle. But what will the general think? Will he recognize that I possess the strength to lead my fellow warriors into battle? Will he... He's here.
I officially welcome you to the Klingon Defense Forces Elite Command Academy. You have surpassed your peers to earn a place within this distinguished hall. But I tell you, this is not enough. In the days to come, you will be tested well beyond your current limitations. Most of you will fail, and failure will mean your immediate dismissal from this institution. Past achievements mean nothing here. I am not interested in the names of your fathers, nor of your family's lineage. What I am interested in is your breaking point. How will you conduct yourselves in battle? How far will you go to preserve your honor and fulfill your duty? These are simple questions that will decide the fate of our empire. One day there will be a war with our true enemy, the Federation. There are those who disagree, but it will happen. Before that day arrives, your role within this great conflict must be determined. This academy was conceived to create the very finest warship commanders in the galaxy. Those few of you who succeed will be granted immediate command of a warship. For those who do not, there will be no disgrace. Whatever becomes of you, either at this academy or beyond, never forget, you are all Klingon warriors. Klingon warriors. I have placed a challenge before you. Let us conclude this address and begin the trials.
Do you wish to start the training mission? Yes. Ooh. Okay.
This training exercise is designed to teach you the absolute basics of ship combat.
Who are you?
Some of the more complex options have been disabled. As you demonstrate competence in performing the tasks presented to you, these restrictions will be lifted. First, we begin with your heads-up display, or HUD. The lower left display contains your ship's information. The numbers to the right indicate their damage status, given from 0 to 100%. The status of your ship's shield system is represented by a blue circle surrounding a top-down view of your ship. This circle is broken up into 4 segments, representing your forward, left, right, and rear shields. The strength of each is represented numerically, ranging from 0 to 100%. Your top and bottom shields are represented by a smaller blue circle, just to the right of the main shield indicator. It too displays the strength of these shields numerically, ranging from 0 to 100%. Along the top right of the display window are your weapon status indicators. From left to right, these display your primary, secondary, and heavy weapons. When you fire a weapon, its indicator will darken. As a weapon recharges, the indicator brightens. These indicators are normally orange when the weapon is fully charged, and turn green if a target is within that weapon's firing arc.
Well, before we continue on, do you wish to replay any of the previous lessons or continue on? No, I guess I'm fine, but I couldn't read any of that text. It all just overlapped over each other.
No warship captain, regardless of his skill, can fight effectively without his crew. You will now learn how to issue orders and commands to them. The Verbal Order System, or VOS, is your direct contact with your bridge officers. Along the bottom of your HUD are your bridge crew and their corresponding number keys. Pressing any of these number keys will bring up a menu in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. These menus are the heart of the Verbal Order System, and each one represents a list of commands you can issue to your bridge crew. A good captain can increase a ship's effectiveness 100-fold with proper use of his bridge crew. To target an enemy in sensor range, you must use your ship's targeting computer through the VOS. Now press 8, then 4 to target the nearest enemy.
Oh, I'm gonna be in trouble if everything overlaps each other.
The lower right window now contains your target's information. In this case, a Federation cargo tanker. This target display is very similar to your ship's display, and will provide critical information about your target during battle. The center of your HUD will display an arrow indicating what direction your target is in, and how far your ship must turn to face it. Face your target by turning your ship in the direction of the indicator. To change your ship's facing, simply move the joystick in the direction you wish to travel, or use the arrow keys. Once you have done so, and your target is visible on your screen, notice that your target is highlighted by 3 arrows. This will help you find your target in large engagements when there may be multiple enemy vessels visible on your screen.
I guess I'll continue.
Ultimately, the purpose of every warship is to deliver its weapons to its target and utterly destroy it. You will now learn the weapon systems that will allow you to do this. Your ship's primary weapons range is 15,000 kilograms, or K. The distance to your target is displayed along the top of your target's information window. The highlighted triangles around your target will become a deep red when you are within primary weapons range. Your ship's primary weapons are disruptors. Fire them at the tanker as it comes into range by pressing the Alt key, or button number 1 on the joystick. Heavy weapons have a range of 12,500 K. The heavy weapons your ship carries are heavy disruptors. Fire them at the tanker as it comes into range by pressing the space bar, or button number 3 on your joystick. Secondary weapons have a range of 10,000 K. As your target comes into secondary weapons range, its highlighted triangles will become a bright red. The secondary weapons on your ship are photon torpedoes. Fire them by pressing the control key, or button number 2 on the joystick. Remember to configure your joystick by checking the Use Joystick box on the Controls menu, which is located within the Options screen. Most of your ship's firepower is positioned to fire from the forward arc of your warship. There are, however, additional weapons spread throughout your port, starboard and aft firing arcs. These weapons can automatically fire at an enemy target as it passes through these other arcs.
So navigating using the arrow keys results in the stars doing a kind of Etch-A-Sketch thing. I would assume that's a similar glitch to why the text keeps overlapping itself. I'm just gonna carry on.
It is now time to learn the importance and uses of power macros. Your warship is a highly complex weapons platform brimming with devastating firepower. Because of such complexity, however, every warship depends heavily upon its crew to coordinate the myriad systems needed for combat. Everything from damage control and sickbay to shields and the cloaking device must be managed carefully and assigned its proper power for whatever the given situation demands. To assist the captain in making his warship perfectly configured for any combat situation, your chief engineer has constructed power macros. These power macros are preset patterns in energy allocation for all main systems aboard your warship. Press the 1 key to call up your list of orders for your chief engineer. Press the 3 key to display the power macros available to you. Then press the 1 key again to select Standard Battle as your power macro.
I didn't catch that.
Engage power allocation.
At once, sir. Your ship is now configured with sufficient power to run at combat speeds, maintain shields, weapons, and a host of other systems necessary for combat. Other macros are also available to you that will configure your ship's systems to do everything from cloaking and repairing, to reinforcing shields, to boosting power to sensors for hunting cloaked ships. Each one will instantly configure your ship to maximize its effectiveness under specific situations. And they are accessible by pressing the 1 key, then the 3 key, then the number for whichever power macro you desire.
I guess I'll keep going. Please clear the blackboard, sir. No.
These lessons would not be complete without mastering the fundamentals of maneuvering your ship in combat. Along the top of your ship's information window is a horizontal bar, which is your ship's speed indicator. It is located immediately above the name of your ship, which in this case is simply designated Training Vessel. A small triangle at the top of the bar displays the speed you've set. Inside the top bar is an indicator that shows your current speed. Along the bottom of the bar is a triangle that indicates your ship's maximum speed due to your current power setting. Order your helmsman to set impulse speed to 3/4 impulse. Press 2, 4, then 2 again. To fine-tune your speed, you can also use your keyboard's bracket keys, left bracket and right bracket, to decrease or increase your speed setting. It is now time for you to bring together everything you have learned and put it to its logical effect. Destroy the tanker you currently have targeted.
Okay, I'm definitely missing. I have to find this thing somehow. Huh? What is that? Huh? Haha? Are you it? I'm gonna assume that's it, because I can't find anything else. This isn't working at all, is it? I'm hearing myself hitting things, but I'm not actually sure that I'm hitting what I'm supposed to hit, because it doesn't look like the numbers on the Clydesdale's info thing are changing at all. Oh no, I think I am hitting it. How do I stop moving? Klingon Etch-A-SKETCH simulator. This is just getting worse and worse. At the very least, it stopped moving so much, so maybe I've disabled its navigation. I have no clue why this is taking so long. You know how in Star Trek, as soon as their shields go down, they take one more hit and just explode? Yeah, I don't think that's the case in this game. I think the shields are back up. There's a bluish tint now around the shield indicator for the Clydesdale freighter that wasn't there before. I feel like I'm just not hitting it. I'm just button mashing now. Okay, maybe there's something I can do in the options here. What if I don't do the high detail star field? What's alternative clipping do? Maybe that'll help. Oh. Oh no. Ah! Huh. That's... Oh. Well, at least it cleared it. Okay, so despite the fact that those 3 quote-unquote arrows are on my screen, I'm not actually hitting it right now. So I need to figure out why. I don't actually know what to do about the streaky stars, but I found that turning off alternative clipping and turning it back on again does help. Oh, never mind, that doesn't help anymore. Ah, now I'm hitting it! Now I'm hitting it! There we go. I've got them in pretty bad shape. Wait, where'd they go? Oh! I did it! Oh, okay.
Due to the vastness of space, battles are often separated by great distances not easily traversed at impulse speeds. Even a single battle raging at the opposite end of a star system may take several hours to travel to at these sunlight speeds. For this reason, warp travel is essential for proper timing during times of war. You will now learn how to perform an in-system warp within a solar system. Now, in orbit around Kronos' moon Praxis is an enemy warship. You will now perform an in-system warp to the moon using the VOS. Order your helmsman to warp to Praxis. Press 2, 2, then 1. Engage warp.
It crashed. Well, it was pretty buggy anyway. I will look into this, and if I can figure out a way to fix it, I will come back to this game because it's actually kind of fun despite being utterly unplayable. So, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!